We open up the meeting today. This is for the public meeting for the 2026 budget review. So, I'm gonna call up Pickett, trustee to review, what's this, the CIP?
Yes. So this is a new requirement by the state. Each year we have to submit a capital improvement plan. This plan is a living document. We will update it every year, submit it every year. And what this covers is any major investments we have into our facilities, equipment, et cetera. So right now, the main focus with the CIP is your unrestricted funds. So we have two unrestricted funds, which are our rainy day and our general. So right now with the CIP, if it was implemented, we would have a shortfall of $39,000 for the rainy day, $18,000 for the general. And I'll go in and explain each of those and what this means. So our first breakdown is for the unrestricted rainy day fund. So the end of year estimated on-hand balance would be $10,813. We would have a $50,000 commitment to our capital improvement plan, which would put us in the hole of the $39,187. For the unrestricted general, we would have an estimated on-hand cash balance of $51,375 with $70,000 additional committed to the CIP. That will put us negative $18,625. So what I will show you next is the expense and revenue breakdown that feeds these systems here. So for our expenses, try to do 3 a year capital improvements for 26, 27, 28. They have various accounts. What you'll notice here with the township fire and EMS and the cumulative fire and the recreation, those are restricted funds. That's why they're not showing up on the unrestricted on slide 1. So what these are, they're any type of investments or improvements we have. So for 2026, the plan was the trustee office installing the privacy walls in the main office. The estimated cost for that was $10,000. The second improvement plan for 2026 was the purchase of some new office equipment that the trustee office needs, valued at close to $8,000. And third, this is in a restricted fund, was the purchase of a new ambulance for our volunteer fire department. And the estimated cost of that was $200,000. For 2027, we have a parking lot repavement plan for $50,000. The purchase of a new fire truck for a township and EMS account at $750,000. The general, which is an unrestricted fund, was a new roof for the building we're staying in now, our trustee building. The estimated cost for that is $70,000. For 2028's improvement plan, we have new uniforms and PPE for our fire department, estimated $20,000. For our recreation, a new storage building for recreational equipment, estimated $15,000. And last for 2028, cumulative township fund, were new fire hose, estimated is $6,000. So those, as of now, are planned expenditures. These can change year over year, and we can add to if we decide anything comes up or there's more capital improvements needed. Like I said, this is a living, breathing document. We just submit it once a year, so it can be edited. So on the revenues tab, and this is what feeds in there, the state gives you your estimates for property tax, lit, excise tax, and other revenues that come in for 2025. So what I did in 26, 27, and 28, those are what the township plans to contribute to the capital improvement fund. So what I did was 10% of each estimated revenue that we gained would go into our capital improvement fund, or capital improvement plan. So you see 26, 27, and 28 for our funds, they represent 10% of our revenue. That is the goal as of now, is if fiscally we can make that happen, is to dedicate 10% of our funds remaining and put that into our capital improvement plan. And so that brings us back to our slide 1. Pretty much our expenses right now outpace our revenues, and that is why 10% would not be able to fund every capital improvement plan that we have. Those, like I said, they can be edited, they can move year over year, and they can also be adjusted in price to deal with inflation. Because prices right now are increasing. So the same estimates that you have on a project that you get in 2025, the project may not take place until 2027. It allows you to account for the adjustment of inflation. And this is due once a year by September 30th to the state of Indiana. So that is our CIP for adoption today.
Any questions?
Questions for me?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Okay, we need to vote on this? Okay. I want to make a motion.
I make a motion to accept.
Second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nays? Okay, motion carried.
Is it up?
Okay, great. Anything else on this? Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, next up, do we have any comments on the budget? Budget review?
I guess what changes were made, if I had to go through and actually kind of find what anything stands out or you guys did purposely.
Okay, we reduced a lot, we reduced about 20K from the last budget.
The overall.
Overall, yeah.
Say 20,000?
40,000, because, our revenue coming in and our expenses were always eating up the monies we have for saved. And so we need to make sure that we don't run out, too soon here, right? So we reduced some of the expenditures. The one main thing we did was the remove the salary, the payroll, fireman salary payroll, right?
Wasn't that 90,000?
That was, about 100K. Yeah, about 100K. That was one thing, that was the biggest thing, actually. And we actually increased, I wish I had a part on that details. Delegates to show you exactly what moves, when, and I can do that, right now, I can bring it with me. Maybe I can say something else, real big here.
And this is the last year we're paying on that fire truck.
Yes,
So you did it last
yes,
year.
that's correct. We have 2 more payments left. Which is good, that's a big thing. I think this play into, about talking about CIP, the main reason we want to show that we don't have any surplus, that is because we'll be hit with a 30% tax that goes in the road and infrastructure fund, right? And so, we definitely want to use those funds for that. But, that was the biggest one. We have had some increase in fire things, so like training and, so we had some increases and some decreases, but the net effect was 40K, reduced. And I can give you that, I can run that to you guys. You won't see the detail of what specific line item need to be, will be adjusted.
The personal services stipend, is that just changed to just the regular stipend? That would have 0, you got 3,000 under the stipend. I assume that's the fire chief stipend.
Which one?
That's fire chief and chief deputy.
So that's both of them together?
Yes.
Gotcha. So we just pretty much just changed the name of it, it looks like.
Yes.
BC, one BC, one BC is now one BG.
Okay. Oh, yeah, 1BG. Yeah, the stipend, yeah, 3K, yes, yeah, both positions. But it was the same from last year, that didn't change.
Yeah, I just noticed that. It was 0.
Oh, we did increase, because we went back to voluntary service, we increased, those, person services, and what were they, the stipend they get.
Yeah.
And back,
The total looks like about 3 or 4 grand.
Okay.
Are we no longer contributing first?
No, that was one of the things that dropped off.
Mr. Jensen didn't want her.
He actually came in and was not wanting a salary But when we took that to the state said they can't do that. He has to be paid what the salary is. But he did come in requesting he didn't get paid.
How much was the first contribution before?
2,500 per year.
And that was for you and clerk?
No, we don't get perf. The perf was only for the trustee.
Oh, okay, well, that changes that. I thought we were cutting it for employees. I was like, I'm not in favor of that.
Oh, yeah, no, it was, this is for the trustee.
Okay, that's what they wanted to do. That's what. The only, where's Porter Leaf on here? I missed it.
Or the poll, you see the first poll.
The only one I see is zeroed out.
I thought I saw it.
I see other direct relief, but I don't see.
It's township assistance. On the second page, under general, it's called township
Oh,
assistance.
there it is.
Yeah.
Utilities and emergency shelter.
We have 15,000 and 40,000.
Correct.
So we went up by $3,000 on township assistance.
Compared to last year, this year,
Yes,
because all the other individual ones were zeroed out a while ago. And
Yeah.
prescriptions,
Yeah,
transportation.
that was kind of weird in the budget.
so what happens in those drop-down line items, they come out of the other direct relief, which we place aside 2,500 in that. So we can pull from that if we need to, but that's generally been our buddy bag and our wet wipes and our school supplies.
Out of funerals, burials, cremations, what do we spend this year?
Well, this year we are still at $5,000, which we are going to drop that, and appropriate it back to shelter to get us through the rest of the year.
How much have we spent?
We haven't spent any.
Okay.
We are working on a case right now, but we're not for sure whether or not they're going to qualify.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ed, but aren't you paid out of like 3 different line items?
I am, sir. I'm paid out of fire department, general, and the recreation. This year, we just paid me out of the fire department and the office,
Okay.
because the goal is to build the recreation up.
Right. So our total budget went up,
That went down.
went down how much? I just said, what was it, 40?
40,000.
40,000?
From that. I think we won that, yes, we reduced our budget for 40,000.
Now, I know you said this was, are we gonna be operating in the negative on the general budget too?
Yeah, not as much as it was.
Not as much as it was.
Yeah, it was very, and I'm sorry, I didn't bring that with me. But, I think we were about like 50% of them, and then now we're back around about like 20,
Oh, okay.
yeah, 20%. So the hit was, you know, that's what we got.
Well, I mean, in all reality, you're not gonna be, even if we're not gonna extend every single line item anyway.
Correct, yeah,
So you're gonna have money going back to the general next year.
yeah, hopefully so.
You would think. Now I say that and we'll be spending up the dime.
Okay, any other questions?
None for me.
Okay,
For me, answer no.
okay, ready for the vote?
We gotta have a.
10 minutes?
Yeah, we're already there.
Oh, we're going
Yeah.
to do.
We're there.
Okay,
I make a motion to accept the budget.
okay, I'll second motion, okay, all right. We have a motion on the table, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, nays? Okay, motion carried, budget approved. Okay, what else?
So Mr. Pickett's gonna talk as soon as we go offline.
Okay, all right.
So no other township business then?
No.
I make a motion to close the public meeting.
Second. Okay. Motion is made, meeting adjourned.